What's up, Reflections? I am Harlem, the Sacred Geonumerologist. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can be notified about future videos and future content. I'm gonna be dropping so much information and so much light on this channel. You're definitely going to want to make sure that you're being notified. Okay, so today we are going to talk about being afraid of the dark. Now, in my last video, I spoke on emotional intelligence and transmutation. Now, one of the emotions that I chose to focus on was fear. And that was also synchronistic, although I did that intuitively, because on the video before it, I'm speaking about the monthly vibration, which is a 5. Now, the 5 deals with fear in relation to new things. And so that's also very prevalent with what's going on in society, because as we are shifting, there are new things that are coming into our reality, and a lot of people are feeling fear in relation to them because they don't really understand them. And so we're going to really address this fear in general, but we're going to talk about fear of the dark because it really relates. So fear is one of the lowest vibrational emotions that you can feel. Fear is aligned vibrationally. The frequency that it vibrates at, that feeling, is aligned with your root chakra. Your root chakra is all about creating survival. So it's your root. So it's about making sure that you have that structure, that stability, that what you need to be able to survive, basically. And so with that being the case, when you feel fear, it instantly brings your awareness to that root chakra. So here's an example of how this can, manifest into physical reality. Let's say you are, you're out at a park, right? Having a picnic with your significant other. And so you guys are engaging in love and exchange of love. And so you're active with your heart chakra, right? And so as you're doing this and you're engaging, you're more in the loving state and compassionate and all that type of energy. And so those energies vibrate with the aligned with your heart chakra. Now, as soon as something happens, like let's say, I don't know, an animal, some type of wild animal comes out of nowhere and you guys see it. And so now you're feeling the fear because your survival is at risk. So now all the love, all of that experience, everything that you were experiencing with your significant other, all that goes out of the window. You're not focused on any of that. All you're focused on is creating survival. Now, this is a necessary tool in certain situations. But now we're going to talk about the dark. So the dark represents basically the unseen, right? It represents the unknown, because what you experience in pitch black is things that are outside of what you consider to be reality. So when it comes to fear of the dark, most people who have fear of the dark are also dealing with control issues, because in the dark there are things that are not in your control. And so here's where the conflict comes into play. So when you feel fear, your survival instincts kick in and you try to create the survival. Now, you try to do that with your brain and your body in this dimension. When you're in pitch black, you're experiencing things that are not a part of this dimension. So with that being the case, the survival that you are going to try to create with your body will not actually, it won't align. You won't be able to do it. So it'll be a conflict. And so for that reason, most people are afraid of the dark, have never faced that fear enough to overcome it or understand it. And it's basically where you are dealing with the fear of losing control. You are fearful of what is unknown to you. You are fearful of what you cannot engage with your 5 senses. And so the dark frightens you. And the thing is, it goes back into the shadow work, because in order for you to do your shadow work, you have to go into the darkness of your soul. You have to go into where, and that's where you actually find the light. But here's something that a lot of people don't take into account when it comes to your shadow self. This is something that you need to come to peace with and love, because it's something that's with you when nothing else is. Your shadow is there whether you see it or not. The light just actually gives you an ability of experiencing it. But even when the light isn't there, the shadow is there, which means that when you're in the dark, that is the one thing that is always going to be with you. And so you have to become, very, very comfortable with your shadow self, as well as being comfortable with being in the dark. Because from experience, I can tell you that going into the dark is exactly where you find the light. That's exactly, you can't see, if it's nothing but light around, you won't see the light. But in the darkness, the light becomes obvious. You can see exactly where it is, and it can lead you to where you need to get to. So there's absolutely no reason to fear the dark. There's no reason to fear the unknown. This also stems from a lack of faith. When you have, complete faith in the fact that God, the divine, the universe, whatever you want to call it, when you have faith in that source, when you have faith in that power, you don't fear the unknown, because you know that what is not known to you yet is going to become known to you in the right, at the right time, as well as it's something that's there for your betterment, because everything is here for our betterment. We just have to be able to see it for what it truly is in order for us to be able to see how it can help us, how it can benefit us, what it's there for, what its purpose is. You know what I mean? Because you wouldn't even know what the light was if it wasn't for the dark. So there should be no fear of the dark. There should be no fear of the unknown. Honestly, the only thing you should fear is fear itself. That saying is so real because it instantly takes you from your higher mind. It instantly zaps you from your higher awareness to your lower awareness, and then you can no longer use your heart chakra. You can no longer use your third eye to see beyond. Like, it takes you away from all of your abilities, and it makes it so you only are using your body to create survival. So one thing that I recommend is to just sit in pitch black. And if you have a difficulty with that, the one surefire way I know to cure a fear of darkness and fear of, the pitch black, is to take 5 grams of psilocybin mushrooms and to sit in pitch black. That's lit with no sound. You will literally see how you are everything, and the fear will vanish. Now, again, that's one way that I know for like a fact will help with that, but it's not something I'm necessarily recommending to anybody, like that you should do that. But I know that that will cure it from experience. Now, outside of that, it's definitely, even that in general is not something you just jump into if you don't have experience, if you don't have insight, if you don't have, if you haven't done the proper research or any of that, then that's definitely not something I'm recommending to jump into anyway. I'm going to be speaking a lot about it, so you will learn a lot about it on this channel, but don't go do that now if you have no experience with it. That's not what I'm saying. But just like, it's a tool that you can use to do that. But also a lot of deep meditation, a lot of time spent just by yourself, getting to know the internal part of you, because that is your unseen. That is your unknown. That internal world is the part of you that is the dark. So, the more you get accustomed to connecting with your internal world and being more in your state of introspection, and the more you get comfortable within your own fears and your own lower self and your own lower, thoughts and feelings, then the fear of the dark will also, be removed. But as far as the 5 grams, like I said, I'm not saying for somebody who's never done it or somebody who's not as experienced to jump into something like that. That's definitely something you want to work your way up to. So yes, thank you for tuning in. You feel me? Go ahead and drop some comments. Tell me about your experiences with fear. Tell me about your experiences with, fear of the dark. Tell me if this is, kind of put it into more of a perspective for you to be able to grow from and be able to overcome that fear. Let me know your experiences. Let me know what you guys feel. Let me know what you think. And definitely let me know what you want to hear in the future. Because as I stated, I'm definitely here for the collective. So I'm definitely making these videos for you guys. So I will be releasing a series of videos here soon, but these are just kind of leading up to that. So just keep tuning in. These are just, basically intervention, not even intervention, intermissions between, the beginning and the actual videos I'm gonna be getting into. So just keep staying in tune. You feel me? Subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like if you like it, and go ahead and drop some comments. I appreciate you guys. Take care of yourself. Peace and love.